Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
All good. And you?
Good. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday. Finally.
Yeah. Well, it was rather really quick for me actually.
Yeah, yeah, for me as well. I've been like very busy this week that you know, well, though yesterday I thought it was Friday.
It's true.
Yeah,
It was that busy.
yeah, it has been very busy as well. Okay, going to get started with you. Sorry, I was just dun, 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 speak. Okay, I'm gonna share the screen. Screen one. Okay. Okay, so today we've been sorry, hold on. Somebody's writing to me.
Sure.
You're working from home as well?
Yes. Yes. Thursday
Nice.
is the only day well, my team and I go to the office.
Yeah, I bet. Do you like to go to the office?
Yes, it is nice. It's nice. We have some time together, we play, eat together, or go out for lunch. So it's nice. There is a lot of meetings as well.
Hmm.
But yeah, you have the opportunity to actually have kind of work environment.
Yeah.
Um, I do have a couple of questions before we start with today's topic.
Okay. Okay.
Um, I went to the platform and some of the exercises I found a couple of sentences that um it sounds rather odd to me. So for example, um during the conversation and in a starting a negotiation actually, one of the people involved explained that there is another person there, and he said she'll be sitting in our negotiation. So how it's I guess I understand like the general concept of she will be part of it, but the expression sitting in, I never heard it before. So it's something like being just present or a participant
And what's the sentence again? She'll be sitting in.
or negotiation. Yeah, she'll be sitting in our negotiation. And
Oh,
I guess I can, let me see if I can show you the exercise. See, it was exercise number 9. Let me show you. Can I share my screen?
Of course, yeah, you can.
Okay, so this is the exercise. Hmm.
Oh, the second one. Okay, so good afternoon, Roger. It's nice to see you again. Allow me to introduce Linda Strait, a colleague of mine. She'll be sitting in our Okay, so sitting in has different meanings. One of them is a person who will be attending to a meeting with no stand. Like I'm gonna be standing on your side or on the other side. So sometimes it'll be just attending. So I'll be
Mhm,
sitting in our negotiation is that she'll be coming with me. Um, either because she's just gonna be here, but also in this context, she'll be sitting in our negotiations is that she's part of my team. So of course she's gonna be on my side.
mhm.
So either confronting or being the opposite side of the negotiation here.
Okay. So it's basically like just inform that um because for me it was like the first agreement or invite, for example, it
Hmm.
includes just two people and then there is a third people that it needs to be like introduced.
In this context, it'll be more attendant, somebody who will be attending the
Okay.
meetings. Yeah.
Okay. I guess I have another one. Let me see. Yeah, exercise 12. Yeah, this expression. Um, how are we doing for time?
How are we doing for time?
Yeah, the first one.
It's basically the like how we normally and that's what we Salvadorans, not only Salvadorans but
Mm-hmm.
Latin American speakers, we tend to translate things literally
Mm-hmm.
because if we say, hey, how much time we have left is basically like cuánto tiempo nos queda, like in the Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
like the same. But it's the same here. How are we doing for time? Meaning like how much time do we have left? Or how much time do we have? Or do
Okay.
we, yeah,
Okay.
no problem.
Thank
Good. Okay, so um, okay, so today's topic is the last one for week one, which is making um a responding proposal and clarifying positions. So clarifying positions and making a responding proposal. What does come to your mind when we say clarifying positions?
you. Maybe that there are different type of um, results, like
Hmm.
win-win, last win, and the third one, I think there is not a single expression, but it means like there will be a benefit kind of for the two parties. So maybe clarifying my position is like, for example, um, if I know that I have a stronger argument or some advantage in the negotiation, I will want to have like a win-last result. Like I will have all the benefits, or not all, but maybe most part of it. So maybe like a state, making a statement to let the know the other party that what is what I'm looking for.
Okay, so and again for in English, I think it will work the same in Spanish, but in English we have a lot of words, vocabulary, expressions, sentences that would have different meanings depending on the context that you are using them. Clarifying positions, it's based on what we've been discussing here. It's exactly what you say. So, um, clarifying your stand, like what you believe, what you want, or
Mhm,
what you're trying to achieve, your goal. So clarifying position is also that. So if I'm presenting a project that I need you to approve, I'm gonna be clarifying my position here on what I'm trying to achieve or what my goal is in this case.
mhm,
Now, what we're looking for here is for statements, okay? Because there's a difference. If I show you my project right now and I say lately, okay, so this is what I want to do for next week. This is my project. I thought about something new that we can implement to the guys, to whoever is under us and working, and then I present it to you, and then in the end I'll ask you like what I think, and then you'll be like So then that's when clarifying your position comes into
mhm,
place. Like, okay, so now, the reason why I'm bringing this to you, you can either do it in the end, but it's more important if you do it at the beginning, the middle, and in the end of the session or the meeting with someone. Like for example, my new project is like now from now on or from next week on, I would like my team members to work specifically. We have 5 different projects, but we want to work on one specific project specifically. For we have 5 different clients, but I want to focus at the beginning of the week on one client only. So I'll come to you and say, okay, so this is my project. This is what I thought of, and I want my team to be focused on the first day of the week, which is Monday, on this client only. And the reason why I'm doing this is because this client's been complaining for the past month about things not being done quick.
mhm,
So, but we also have the other clients who are not complaining. It's even Thursday or Friday and things are not being delivered yet, but they know for a fact that on Friday afternoon or Friday end of day, things are done. Okay, so my goal for this week, for these 2 or 3 coming weeks, is for us to have our team focus on this client, particularly on Monday, and work with them. So by doing so, we're gonna be having things quicker. We're gonna be focusing on what's most important right now, and we'll have this client who's always calling and complaining about the stuff. We're
mhm,
gonna make that client happy. Happy. Okay, now when we do this, we're not going to be putting things aside on the other clients because we can either do that or I have another option, which is having uh, 2 out of the 5 team members that we have work on the 2 clients, on the other 4 clients that are not complaining, and 3 on the one single client that is complaining all the time. Now, I gave you a reason at the beginning why I'm presenting this project. I'm giving you a
mhm.
reason now in the middle, but I'm also going to give you now another reason in the end. Now,
Like an option.
yes, so I'm giving you options, I'm giving you reasons why, and my statements are like stronger. Of course, it will depend on the kind of project, kind of person
Mhm,
you're talking to, but the point is that I'm not going to come to you and say, hey, Laylee, I was thinking that maybe I don't know. I don't know what you will
mhm,
think about this, but anyways, it's a way different thing. So that's why clarifying positions here, it's more about statements. It's more about how strong statements you can have and how you can present them, but the way you speak to them. That's why speaking flat all the time is not a good thing, because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so you gotta play with the pitch of of your speaking when every time you talk to. I mean, you're not gonna say, like, you're not gonna scream, like, just for them to understand and make your point clear. Of course, there's no need for screaming, but yeah, for different pitch, um, you can go up and down, and so that's one thing, and also the statements, the way you position your statements, and the way you position your reasons, the way you position what your final goal is and what we're gonna achieve. Um, that's what's needed here,
Mm-hmm.
and especially because Latin American speakers, we tend to give the round around every time
Yeah.
we explain something. North American, they're different. They like to go straight to the point. If you're gonna go talk to them in person, you're gonna approach them in the office, or you're gonna meet them in the meetings. They don't like us to do the run around. They like us to go straight to the point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
Hi,
And
Lily. Thank you
sometimes,
for it. I'm gonna give you an example. Hi, Lily. Thank you for your time. How are you? Good. Okay, nice. Okay, so without further ado, because of the time, and I know you're busy, we have another minute. So this is what I wanted to present to you. We've been facing these problems for the past month, so I'm looking for a solution here. I know this is going to benefit the company, it will benefit us, and especially it's going to benefit the client. So if you look at my screen, I have three different projects, and three different options. So I know for a fact that one of them is going to be the most suitable for you. Okay. You see my screen? Yeah. Okay, good. So we got option one, two, and three, and then you say what I said at the beginning, and then you go like, what do you think? And you gotta be ready for objections, because
yeah.
there always be objections coming from um, sometimes we got good bosses. Mine, for example, she's from Canada. She's the best boss I ever had. Whatever I present to her and my options, she's always happy with them. But a couple of months ago, I had one boss before her, and he was a pain. I could present like 10 different projects, and none of them would be um, good for him. Yeah, and I'm serious. Yeah,
Well, yeah, sometimes it happens. I been lucky enough to have good leaders, um,
right.
mostly all the time, but yeah, and sometimes but it's always someone difficult to handle, um, even if it's not a leader or even a co-worker. Sometimes
Correct.
there are, and we interact with so many areas within the company and the clients. So there is always someone who is difficult to talk to. And actually, what I was about to say is that for us, at the beginning of this project, we Anna assigned to, it was difficult because it's mostly with people from India, and they are really straightforward, and they kind of scream to you, but
I
it's not
didn't,
like personal.
sorry, I didn't know I was stuck in the camera. And you didn't tell me. Sorry, one sec. It's because I'm using my phone as a camera,
Okay.
so you didn't see me moving my hands when I was talking, because that's part of it, the bad language.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I missed all the presentation. Yeah, I actually thought it was my internet because I did get that message that the connection
Oh,
it's
okay.
not good, so I just assumed it was me. So I was saying that for some people it's still difficult to have that conversations. There are some meetings that are only have 30 minutes, and there are a lot of teams giving like reports, status, and explanation. So you don't have that much time to explain. They just see numbers. For there is a dashboard, and either you are on track or off track. That's
And
it. So they
that's
want to know why and
and
when
that's
you are going to be on track again.
and that I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Sorry to jump in, and that's exactly why I'm telling you this because um these particular boss that I had a couple of months ago, he was like that. And we were like 20 people under him, and then when he left, all of us were jumping, happy, just because we're working from home and we're not in the office, because we would have gone to a bar and celebrate that he was gone.
Oh my God.
That he was gone, yeah. Um, and you're right. Indian people are like that as well. They don't
Yeah.
like yeah.
And I think that is like a two um like two situations here. Handle with or interacting with people from other cultures and everything another and a different accent for us. We
Hmm.
don't have like the best English in the world, but
I know.
Indian people it's like what? It took me like 3 months to really understand what was happening
I
during the
know.
movie.
I know.
So, and there is one thing, right? They are different from us. They are like everything is urgent and all this chaos, and it's like, okay, I'll calm down. And the other thing is that we in Latin America are more, or even Salvadorians, I guess, we are like shy to stand up for ourselves.
Oh
The
yeah.
right, so there are
Not me
those two
anymore.
boys. Well, that it's
I
a
used to be like
good
that. Yeah.
outcome from that kind of process, I believe.
You know what? I remember I am a trainer. I am in the training area in Talas International.
Hmm.
At the beginning, I was like that. Like when I started as a training like 5 years ago, at the beginning I was like that. I used to have a boss as well that she was not screaming like yelling at me, but she was like she was the manager of an account, so she was like she would always question you in your presentations, and she would be like, "Why are you doing this?" Like with that tone, and
Mm,
she was like, "Why didn't you do this? Why are you doing this? Did you think about this?" And at the beginning, I was answering, right? Of course, I was like nervous, shy,
mm,
and not confident, but I was answering. I never remained quiet, so I was always answering. But then, um, I have been teaching since 2010, and so I little by little I've been getting experience, like being in front of people, but not in meetings like that. So at the beginning, I was like, oh, I gotta become stronger and more confident. So then, about 4 years ago, when I started working for another line of business within TELUS, I met this boss. His name is Priyash, and guess what? He's from India as well.
mhm,
But he's a very good businessman. I mean, he's not the type of guy that he would have this strong accent, and no, he has a very good English accent and vocabulary and stuff. And he's a very straightforward person. He's very business focused. I mean, I learned everything from him. So after I met him and started talking with him, he's from Canada. So every time now I have meeting with my bosses here in El Salvador or any other type of boss, I'm like I would sit here in front and just listen and answer. And if you come to me and object for something, and if there's something that I can answer, like with a valid answer, I would go ahead and do that. And in a very confident way, and
mhm.
very strong statements because that's important. If you're always given strong statements, then you're fine, you're set.
Yeah.
Okay. So, um, so I totally understand what you're saying with Indian people and that you gotta be strong with your statements and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's a good experience. It is difficult at the beginning, but
absolutely. I had to deliver a training. Uh, I've been delivering trainings for my whole life here, but I remember at the beginning, I only used to do trainings for 20, 30 people the most. But then about 2, 3 years ago, I had to deliver a training for 350 people, and it was like for about a month. And I was mostly talking with managers. Oh, I was like, and you know what's worse? That I was not 100% about the product I was delivering the training for because it was new for everybody. So 350 people and me, 351. I was delivering a product. I was training them on a new product that I was not even sure 100% how it worked. So can you imagine that? But
yeah, I've been
still,
there. It
I
was
but
not that many people, but I've been there. We built an application. There were a lot of questions, and I didn't have
yeah.
the answers, so it was like, let me look for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got the experience then on that. So that's good. So, because even though we're not 100% sure about what we're talking about, either because it's something new, either because it's something whatever, but you gotta remain strong and confident on what you're saying. Not lie, but confident on what you know. And if there's something that you don't know, feel comfortable enough to say, you know what, I'll research on that. Do not say, "Oh, I'm not sure about that. Oh, I don't know." No, I'm gonna research more on that and come back to you with the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay. Um. Anyways, what I need you to please do right now is to look for think about three different projects that may and not do a presentation and no, just like briefly think about two different projects that you would present to your boss or anything that requires meeting with your boss Bob
Okay.
and how would you overcome these objections so you can clarify your position.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you like about 5 minutes maybe or more so you can think about those and then let me know once you're ready.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna stay here, but you take your 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, so I have two situations that I um, can bring to my leader.
Okay,
Um,
if you want, now that you have the scenarios, I want you to take a couple of minutes so you can maybe write down your statement, not the whole statement, but the idea.
okay.
And think about these statements and think about a strong way. There's a difference between speaking and stating your statement strong than yelling and saying, you know what, you need to do this because I,
Mm-hmm.
but I want you to take your time to practice those statements or write them down so when time comes and you gotta say them, then you'll make your point.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I think I got it.
Okay. Um, okay, so whenever you're ready.
Okay, the idea it's like I am presenting to you, like you're my boss, a couple of situations, right?
Okay.
Okay. So, hi, thank you for the time. So as I mentioned in the invite, I have noticed two things that have been causing noise in the business unit, and I want to make some changes to improve them. First, there is an extended schedule from about a month now, and it's not given the expected results. So the team is complaining about it, and we need to address it as soon as possible. We need to reduce the number of people given weekend support because in the past 2 weeks, there was just one call about a minor incident that could be treated until Monday. It actually could wait because it was not that urgent. There are too many people on call, so and I know they are not like connected to the computers the entire time, but basically we are not allowed to make plans with your family to enjoy your weekend because you need to be um, with your phone near to you and your computer near to you. So it's basically not at the ideal weekend for anyone. So, and I think by doing this, we will improve the environment in the team and also we will reduce the extra payment hours um, or the compensatory time because sometimes it is not a specific extra money, but the team will need to rest during the week. So that is the first one. And the other important topic is the communication among supervisors about the availability on the staff. We need to have like a shared calendar to log leaves in the business unit. It is important for everyone to be aware so we can cover each other if needed. Last week, it happened that one of the supervisors was out during a family emergency, and then from other area, we're asking about a developer that it's on vacation, and no one actually knows which is the day he will be returning to his duties. So um, we can have a better idea of the leaves, uh, when it's going happen, how many people it's out at the same time, so we can have also a good control of the billing. And this part, I have a question because I don't know that the factura or facturación to the client, it's billing.
Okay.
So, well, that's parentheses. Um, and so I think we can use uh, um, the calendar in our SharePoint to log all the leaves, either it's a vacation, medical leave, or whatever situation it's going on. So yeah, that basically it's the two situations that I will bring to this meeting.
Okay. Now, that's good. That's good. That's good because you have a lot of ideas and the way you're presenting it is like you have different options as well. Um, now, uh, okay. Now, maybe my suggestion here will be to, of course, it's an example and maybe you don't have to do it, but okay, hold on. Let me share something with you. Okay, but maybe you can show something like right now that we're practicing. Maybe you can show something very simple like a notepad or something. and try to do it
Like what? I'm sorry.
like the notepad here.
Ah, okay, okay.
Like for example, this is the reason of the meeting, right? And then options, right? Options one, two, and three. Recap and then closing. Maybe something like this. Okay, so Laylee, the reason why I have you in this lesson and sent you the invite is because I want to discuss this with you. Okay. Now I want to focus on three different aspects, and this is in order to improve the situations or problems that we're facing for the past weeks. Okay, so I'll give you the three options, and then you show option one, option two. Maybe do not write the options, but just say, okay, so here's option one, or this is my first um, project that I have. Okay, and then before doing the recap, you can say, okay, so what do you think? What's your thoughts on this? I want to hear you. And then once you hear them, of course, they will extend, they will start talking that, yeah, I do not agree. That's a waste of time or money. So then you can start maybe not doing the recap, but before the recap, you can start giving your clarifying positions. Okay, so here's the reason why I wanted to do this with you, okay? Because being in the meeting face to face, this is how I can explain it to you. And then you clarify your position. And then they will continue, talking to you, saying whatever. And then in the end, you can do the recap. Recap is like, okay, the problems that we've had for the past week, I think those are very important that we need to address them with the client because he's complaining a lot. And that's why I have these three different projects. And I'm sure for a fact that if we do this will improve the customer experience that our clients have. This will improve whatever, and then you close. Okay, so I'm gonna be expecting what you think. Maybe you don't have to give me an answer right now, but we'll see what comes next right after. Okay, okay, and then you
Got it.
finish. Now,
Uh-huh.
this is how this is how maybe you can present it. And then and then my notes here is present. Present, show your screen, whatever you show. I think most of us are visual. Like me, for example, I'm more visual.
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking to me and explaining something, I'm like, okay, okay. And then in my head, I'm like trying to imagine what you're like, picture what you're telling me, but if you're showing me your screen, that will make more sense. And it will be less stress for me because I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it and I'll be listening to you. So I'll be processing back and forth the picture and what you're telling me, the picture and what I'm listening to, the picture and what I'm thinking, the picture and what I'm going to say next, the picture. And then, slide one, I had a question. So I will remember because I'm picturing myself. Show on the screen what your ideas are. This will be more focusing on, okay, so you explain, you say the beginning, you do the opening, you explain the reason why, and then you will say, okay, so here's option one. So I have three different options, or I got two options for you, so you can, and then here's option one. And so that's option one. So I will process that in my mind. Thanks. I will process that in my mind what I'm listening and what I'm looking at your screen. Okay. And then pitch, the tone pitch or the pitch of the tone when you're talking. Um, I know your tone of voice is kind of like low, either because you're a girl or because that's the way you talk. Um, well, not because you're a girl, because some girls talk like that, but some men also talk like that. Sometimes I talk like that, depending on who I'm talking with, and I would be like, my friend, for example, he always says, you're mumble, you're like, only when you speak English, he says, only when you speak English is that you exaggerate and you do this yeah. And that's true because when I'm talking Spanish, I'm like, you'll never hear me like this. I'm gonna be like, Acorns, So, but yeah, but you know why I do it? Can you try this? Will you make her listen calls from your clients? Yes. Sorry, it's my boss. She's
It's the nice one, so it's okay.
yeah, she's the nice one. So copy link. Mr. Ban, I have the pleasure to see you again in the session. Why
Good
is
morning.
why is this not working? Good morning. How's your Friday going? Sure, I have the right link. You having a good Friday so far, Ben?
Um, yeah, I will say yes.
Hiro, it's
Just
7
talk
in the
about it.
morning. You'll be like Hiro at 7 in the morning.
You
How do you
you're
expect me?
like you're like I'm alive, so
Yeah, that's good. That's a win, right? Yeah, new message. Perfect. Okay. All right. Get. Do you want to give a last try, Lily, or another try?
um I think I will need to rethink and reorder.
Okay.
So maybe a next exercise.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say, I think I'm just gonna jump off this session.
No, but I guess I need to um think again, and I don't understand what you're saying, and I understand the changes that needs to be made. I'm also thinking in the actual real situation. So
Right.
because I already did this,
Uh-huh.
and
Agree.
I'm just like recalling what happened on those quick goals. Um, but yeah, I think the most important part for me it's like improve that uh pitch attitude, I
Mm-hmm.
believe, right? So yeah,
Right.
I I I have been working on be more specific and go to the point. So I think that part's covered for me. But yeah, I will like um, entrenar or
Yeah,
practica practice.
yeah, practice. In the end, if you can do what I mentioned, like present your screen, give your points,
Mm-hmm,
make pauses when you say, okay, so now I'm gonna sometimes pauses is good, right? What is not good is like be too passionate when talking because they will get bored and they will be, okay, so what's your point? Tell me your point. I want to hear your point.
mm-hmm,
Pauses is good. Because as we mentioned, they like to be straightforward. So So that's why they like, we have to be like, okay, so give them the whole picture since the beginning, like what you're gonna cover, so they don't get anxious on, okay, what's next? What is trying to guess what's gonna be next, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
think giving them the whole picture of what we'll say is good. Um, and then the peach part, you can work it later as well, because changing the way we speak is not an easy thing to do,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We only have 3 minutes left, so we're not gonna cover much right now. Anything that you want to say, questions, whatever?
It was a good session.
It was a good. It was nice and short.
Yeah, very straight. Everything clear.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so it's only 2 minutes. I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for joining. Um, Lately, if it had not been because of you, I would have 50 minutes without doing anything. Um, but I'm glad that you joined, because that way we can take advantage of the time and
Yep.
share what you know and share what I know, and then in the end we both learn.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I cannot say the same with Ben, because he didn't say a word. So thanks,
He
Ben.
doesn't care.
Yeah. All right, you
You're
guys
having a
enjoy
really
your
important part of
yeah.
this class. Thank you.
I hope you guys enjoy your weekends. Ciao.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you too.
Take care.
Have a nice one.
Bye.